Hello, welcome to another edition of Tudor Talks. I'm Gabe Tudor, proud superintendent at Worcester City Schools. And today I'm excited to be here today with our two literacy coaches, Mrs. Thomas and Mrs. Kovach, and to learn a little bit more about what we're doing in our early literacy and specifically related to our curriculum adoption that we did at the end of last year that parents are starting to see coming home with their kids at this time. So ladies, why don't you share a little bit about that process that we went through last year and kind of what we focused on in making those decisions.
Well, we're super excited to be here today. We love talking literacy. It's something we're very passionate about. And I think it's important for everyone to know that while Carly and I are here speaking today about literacy, we're just a part of a bigger team of teachers that are critical to the implementation of creating lifelong readers and writers.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. So thank you for having us. We'd also like to thank the Board of Education for for their support in getting these resources into the hands of teachers. We went through an important process of looking through a lot of different resources and making sure that the resources that we adopted were aligned with the 5 essential components of literacy and Ohio's new dyslexia law.
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, and I will say, you know, kind of observing that committee work last year from the outside perspective, it was very collaborative and a very lengthy process that you guys went through to make those recommendations to the board. So, Ms. Kovach, tell us a little about some of the things that went into the recommendations that we did last year.
Sure. So one thing that we wanted to be able to provide for our teachers were really good resources for teaching those foundational skills. So one of the first things that we looked at is the Haggerty curriculum, and this is direct whole class instruction in the phonological awareness. So all of our teachers K2 now have the Haggerty curriculum, pre-K2 I should say. And then in addition to that, we've had Orton Gillingham for many, many years, and they've just updated their curriculum as well. So we're going through a time of refining and kind of revamping and just making sure that all teachers have access to the most up-to-date materials.
And in OG and Haggerty, what are, you know, in a real quick nutshell, what kind of instruction is that? What are they really focusing on?
Okay, so with the Haggerty curriculum, that's the phonological awareness, and that's being able to hear and manipulate the sounds in language. So then with the Orton Gillingham, with OG, that's the phonics piece, and that's connecting speech to print. That's the letter sound correspondences there. So we've actually been training teachers in Orton Gillingham since 2009, and this does satisfy the requirement in the dyslexia law for a structured literacy, multisensory certification for our teachers. And all of our pre-K through 3 teachers are certified, and that is rare, we have found. Not many districts have committed to that, so we were kind of ahead of the game with that. So all of our students in grades K through 3 do receive 30 minutes of direct, systematic, multisensory instruction in phonics.
Very good.
And I should add that also moving up vertically beyond grade 3, we are implementing a Morphology Plus, which is also with IMSE and Orton Gillingham. It just kind of is a nice progression for our older students to learn the parts of words and their meanings. So the students are very used to a certain way of learning the letters and sounds, and then it transitions to learning word parts to help with their vocabulary.
Very good, very good. And yeah, as this is, you know, that adoption was not just, you know, overall our literacy coaches work with our K5 or pre-K5 students, but the adoption process was pre-K12 and obviously continues to build on its foundation. So there's a lot, you guys can't see the table, but there's a lot of resources here on this table. Just talk a little bit about, you know, some of the different resources that parents may be seeing coming home with their kids, you know, as part of our ELA curriculum this year.
So one of the big pieces that we wanted to find good resources for was shared reading. And shared reading is really where all kids have access to and interact with an on grade level text. In your classroom, you have a whole spectrum of learners. You have some that are most developing and some who have kind of got it. But what research shows and what the standards state is that all kids must have access to that on grade level text. So with our Stepping Together curriculum, it takes all of those 5 essential components of literacy and reading and puts it into a 5-day plan where kids interact with the phonological awareness, the phonics, the reading, there's a writing component, and so it's all built in together with a shared text. And then kids will have access to that online as well, and they'll be able to access those texts at home. So that was a huge piece to our puzzle, and so far teachers and students are loving that. So
We're getting a lot of really great feedback about the shared reading and the engagement of kids while they're doing those lessons. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's important for families to know is resources are great, but knowing how to utilize those resources are extremely important. And our professional development days, which
Yes.
we also have one coming up on Friday as well, are intentional as we continue to build on this and help our teachers know how to utilize these resources
Yes, absolutely.
the best that they can. And we're excited. We are pleased with our early literacy components of our report card. We definitely saw a lot of growth. We know we still have a lot more room for growth,
Yes.
and we're really excited for some of these materials and instructional pieces to help our teachers continue to greatly impact our kids. So I hope this was helpful for you. Just a snapshot, as there's a lot more information that we could provide for you, and obviously would do so as interested. But this is definitely just a little snapshot of kind of where we are and where we're going. So thank you both for being here today.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you.